Happy Thursday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. I'm coming to you live on Memory Breaks from the default location, default route. I learned something yesterday. I learned something that I should have learned, or should have learned, or probably already knew and didn't know. Yesterday was a work day in the office. I know when I go in the office, it's going to be food. Yesterday was an all hands day. It's where once a month, where the majority of the analysts are tasked to come into the office. On those days, they serve food, they have lunch. So not only did I know I was probably going to eat more than I usually do on a work day, when I found out it was all hands day and we were having pizza, I was like, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I know I talk about my weight a lot, my eating habits a lot. I don't care. It's called Jeffrey TV for a reason. And when you get your own TV, you can talk about whatever the hell you want to, unapologetically. And let me clarify, I am not apologizing. Let me further stipulate that I do not apologize. I haven't apologized in probably 30 years. And I think that one time that I did it then, it was on accident. There may have been one or two times I've been inclined to actually say the words. I'm not sure if I did or not, but the possibility does exist for me to feel a certain way to where I feel I'm capable of apologizing. But anyway, I'm not apologizing for talking about my weight all the time. I just wanted to emphasize the point that this is Jeffrey TV and you can have your own. And I challenge everyone to have their own platform where they can be unabashedly self-centric and focus on themselves and what they think and what they want. Anyway, so I did pretty good at work. I did pretty good. I had pizza. It was like a little personal pizza, probably about 6 inches round, 7 inches round maybe. That's all I had. I didn't have any pub mix. I didn't have any candy. I didn't have any chips. All I had was that pizza. It was a Supreme, whatever that means. I mean, whatever difference that makes. You know, being a pizza that size. So it had meat and sausage and, peppers and all that stuff on it. I did good. I think I did good. And then in the evening, when the evening crew came in and they brought in their pizza, they brought in a real pizza for them. A bunch of real pizzas, then like real slices. And they was looking good, but I digress. I didn't eat any. I did good. So I got home, changed my clothes. And while I was changing my clothes, I jumped on Mr. Scale. Mr. Scale told me 215.6 or something like that. 215.6, which is fairly good, which is damn good if I could have went to bed at that time or at that weight, but I couldn't. I knew when I bought that damn 8-piece of chicken from Stater Brothers 4 days ago, it was gonna be a problem. And it was a problem. The first couple days, the third day, there was only 2 wings left. So I didn't see that. That's not too bad to get home and only eat those 2 wings. Last night, as I sat down and watched the Democratic National Convention. But the problem, the situation that I may have just become aware of after so many years of participating in a practice that may just have become blaringly obvious. I look to hot air popcorn as a not a diet food, but a low-calorie snack. And in doing so, when I got my hot air popper, of course, the first thing I'm gonna look at or understand is the maximum amount of unpopped corn you can put in there when you're making it. And it was a half a cup. So for years, I just been naturally putting a half a cup in. And recently, maybe the last 6, 7 months, I've been putting a lot of butter. Maybe 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons, I don't know. I've been putting a lot of butter. Not like a half a stick, but maybe a third of a stick of butter or something like that. Maybe a quarter of a stick of butter, something like that. And I've been using lemon pepper, which is low on sodium. And my blood pressure has been down. So I think the lemon pepper thing is working. My blood pressure has been way down. I'm doing something like, I can get something down to like 119 over 86, something like that. Or maybe 126 over 87 or something like that. Which is not bad, considering it's supposed to be 120 over 80. I realize this when I go back home, back to Ohio. This is where I start taking in a lot of salt when my pressure goes up and I come back. I come back here and settle it. But anyway, I made my half a cup of popcorn with 2 chicken wings, 2 fried chicken wings from Stater Brothers. And I figured, this would be good. It should be good. Granted, yesterday, I did drink a lot of sparkling lemonade. I drank a lot of that sparkling lemonade from the fountain at work. And a lot is relative, of course. For me, it was a lot. And I backed off the water, as I realize now. I used to drink water during that time, but I wasn't. I might have to get back on the water kick. When I'm at home, I drink water, but if I'm at work, I drink that sparkling lemonade. So I had Kool-Aid, drink a lot of Kool-Aid. I was really thirsty. Drank a lot of Kool-Aid last night. And I Googled that if you pop a half a cup of kernels in a hot air popper, I think that's like 16 cups. I think that comes out to like 16 cups of popcorn. And that's way too goddamn much. That's just way too goddamn much. So I sat there and it was good. Ate most of them too. I ate them all the way down to the kernels that you can eat. Had my 2 wings, bunch of Kool-Aid. And I was like, oh, okay. It shouldn't be so bad. I get on Mr. Scale to go to bed. After that, mind you, an hour or so earlier, I got on the scale, it was 215.6. I got on the scale to go to bed. It was 218.8. I almost had 219 pounds. I didn't believe it. I stepped off the scale and recalibrated it. I think I might need to change the battery. That's where I'm at now on this. I'm in denial or disbelief. Pick one. Pick one. That's where I'm at with it now. 218.8. Disillusioned. Well, I'm figuring if it's such a jump, that I'm like, something got to give. When I wake up today, it's going to drop down to like 216. It's going to drop a lot more than it usually does at night. And it didn't. See, my night drop is 1.6. Pretty much 1.6. Fairly consistent with that. Because I woke up, it was 217.2 or something like that this morning. And I'm disillusioned because I didn't lose, number one. And also the number is bigger in my head than I think it is. No, it's probably because I didn't lose. You know, I'm so used to losing every day. Even if it's a half a pound or a pound or, you know, something, I'm used to losing. So to go up maybe 0.6, as I think about it now, I probably only went up like 0.6 pounds. It's not where I want to be. So from now on, when I do my hot air popcorn, no more. No more half a cup. And there was a time when I was only doing a third of a cup or a quarter of a cup. I remember it was a time when I was using the other scoop because I knew it was just too much. So I guess I was aware of it, but this slap in the face. If I could have went to bed at 215.6, woke up at 213, that would have been spectacular. But that 3 pounds or whatever that I put on from eating that popcorn, drinking that Kool-Aid, I don't think it was the chicken wing. Hurt. It really hurt. For me to step on that thing, me to step on that scale and see that number, it threw me. I was like, damn. 'Cause I'm really not used to seeing a number like that. It's been a while. Thought I was past it. But I guess life sent me a reminder that you're not above all this yet. You ain't got it handled. You still got work to put in. You still got to pay attention. You still got to stay on it. That's why I'm wearing a sauna suit today. And it's not going to be, even though it's not going to be as hot as it has been in Southern California, it's still going to be rather hot. And it's not as hot. I can definitely feel it's not as hot as it has been, because sometimes I've been out here and it was just too damn hot to wear this suit. And I'd be like walking, dying. I would be dying like about right now. But the season is changing slowly. You can feel it. Just the sun can still be intense at times. When I was at the undisclosed location, you could walk outside and you feel the heat. I just walked outside, I could feel that heat to the point to where I Googled what the temperature was, and it was like 105, 106. You knew it was something. In those days, I wasn't even wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, just my regular shirt that I work in, because it was after my morning walk. And I would get back after my lunch sweating. Hat be sweated, shirt be sweating. That was kind of something that don't happen all the time. Usually I can walk at lunch and not come back too sweaty. But anyhow, I say all that as a tenet to me understanding that I have to be mindful of the amount of air popcorn I drink or air popcorn that I eat. Just because it's quote unquote a low calorie snack doesn't mean you can eat 8 tons of it. There's a good chance. Actually, I think I'll make a prediction now. When I get back and get on a scale, I'll probably be 214.6 or something like that. 214.6. I'll go 214.6 with the hope of maybe getting 213.8. But it's gonna be about 214.6. Which I guess another way to put it is going in the wrong direction. It's a setback. That's what it is, it's a setback. I'm not a fan of setbacks. Especially when I'm on a roll.